So, it's evening again. It is the 25th of September. What I'm going to do is lift up the car, take each of the two wheels off, take the steering linkage out. I think that's what's in the way for the axle to go back in. Put the axle back in, get the hub back on, put the wheel back on, drop it, and then go to the other side and do the same thing. So we're going to have our old and crappy axles and CVs inside. We've got the old and crappy clutch and pressure plate inside. And I'm going to get the controller hooked up, the battery pack hooked up, and we're going to do a little bit of test, maybe up and down the driveway, to see how much torque I can put through the clutch before the clutch starts to smell bad. So I'll just inch up the settings on the controller. That's assuming that I get the accelerator working properly eventually. And so that's kind of the plan. Hopefully I can get the axles in tonight, and the internet will come to my assistance tonight and tomorrow and give me a solution to my accelerator problem. So these are the bolts you take off. This whole assembly comes off in your hands. Then you can slide the axle in and put this back on the end of it and do the nut up. So here we have turned all the way to this side, which is the passenger side. I've got the axle kind of in place. I had to use the jack to lift the electric motor out of the way a little bit. I've got these loosened off. I'm going to tap them with a wrench, back them off, pull the bolts out, lay this on the tire. Then I'm going to get the axle in, and when I put this back on, this is going to go in through here, put the nut on, get this back in here, thread the bolts through, put the lock washers back on, and torque them down. So after the two bolts are off, you're tilting it forward. And I think the bolt on the bottom I didn't move, the steering linkage I didn't move, and we're going to get this thing slid into place, pushed in the back, and we're good. The cooling shroud here, it goes on the motor, it's actually in the way of the CV joint passing this point and going further in, so that the axle will seat into the transmission. This was not something I had anticipated. I'm actually lifting using the jack, the blue jack here, on the motor, lifting it, trying to lift it up and out of the way, and that's not working for me. So I'm going to take these bolts off and take that edge of the shroud off that you mount the fan to, and yeah, I guess we'll see if I have enough room then to slide the axle in. As you can see, it's a lot brighter in there. There's more room in there, so we're going to try this again. Looking down in this area, you will see the half inch or so that the shaft still needs to go in. And I don't know if I can show you. There we go. You will see that the diameter of this piece, which seals the edge against the transmission there, is bigger than this hole that I cut out of the extra material on the red adapter plate here. So although it fit while the axle was already in, there is not enough clearance to get it in there after the plate's put together. So I believe this whole unit is coming out again, and I am going to be disassembling the motor from the adapter plate from the transmission again, so that I can take another 3/8 of an inch, maybe half inch tops off of that plate, and then put it all back together again and get the motor and transmission dropped in here, get all the mounting bolts put back on, and then put this axle in again, because I wasn't paying enough attention to Mr. Murphy of Murphy's Law and checking absolutely everything before it went in. So what I did not check was that the clearance on the axles would actually go all the way into the transmission or into the differential or whatever that part's called. And now my arrogance is costing me some more time and effort.